Crash Course Live is presented by
Smash It Demolition Derby, who host Bash for Cash, Blizzard Bash, and Capital City Carnage. Online at smashitderby.com. And Stirring Dirt Racing, host of May Mania's team show at the Golden Spike Arena in Ogden, Utah. Online at stirringdirtracing.com.
Reckless Abandon Derby Apparel and Derby Inc. Magazine. This is the Crash Course Demolition Derby podcast, recorded live at the FingerLakes1.com studios in downtown Seneca Falls, New York. And now your host, Chris Marquardt.
You should have told him, well, you never met Pete Hansen.
Yup, that's right.
You should have told him.
Tim Ellison weighing in. Mics are open. Exciting start to episode number 189. What has come to sort of become the unofficial homecoming show for the Crash Course the week after the Seneca County Fair. Excited to have everybody along with us. Got a stacked house tonight. Compact winner and mod class winner. Tim Ellison, Matt Gascon Jr. joining us here. Ben Haas, lead tech inspector. We had a very, very busy weekend.
Well, that's Matt Foreman, if you ask him.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Shots fired. Got into that early. And then Brian Tomkins coming away with the win in the stock class. So congratulations to all the winners. Got some area stuff that we want to hit on real quick before we dive into the rest of it. Our buddy Chris Lancaster. He came away with a fourth place, and his, as I understand, it's his first Mad Dog award.
I believe
so it's kind of
Yeah.
So he ended up picking up a fourth place in a Mad Dog award out in, and I'm not even sure what derby it was in. I saw Mike DeFriesche was in action over the weekend. Mitch Carlson took second place in the same derby that Chris Lancaster was running, and Eric Moulet made the trip up from California to go run in that as well. So a good run for those guys. I'm sure if I'm wrong on it, they'll weigh in. They're always listening. Anyway, and John Kelly seemed to have a horseshoe, as Al Crockett put it, hidden someplace. And he picked up a win at Barnstable in the three-man team. Al Crockett came away with second place. Allegheny County, Tommy Dowd had an awesome weekend. He got third to Tiffany Hahn and Mike Rice at Batavia. That was the Genesee County Fair on Friday. Turned around on Saturday. Won the V8s at Allegheny County Fair and almost won the compacts. He ended up having the battery die and finished second place. So good run for those guys. Tommy Dowd, nice job. He was afraid that we'd forgotten about him, and he didn't believe me when I told him that I had the stuff planned out. So I had to send him a picture of what I had mapped out for the script, and he was like, "Okay, all right, we're good then." Gonna catch up with that seems really loud. I'm gonna catch up with Johnny Gullo a little bit later on to talk a little bit about the upcoming Wasatch Wipeout show. We'll be flying out to that on Wednesday, meeting up with Dylan Lane to do all the coverage on that one. Tuesday night, we're going to be at the Chautauqua County Fairgrounds in Dunkirk. So we're going to drive out there, announce if the weather's good. We'll set everything up and we'll stream the heats and everything for everybody free of charge, just like we always have tried to do in the past. However, if there's microbursts in the area like there was last year and at the Lake Erie Rumble, sorry, but I'm not going to burn the stuff up the night before we go to Utah. So before you watch Crash Course's page, watch the Weather Channel. That'll give you the answer faster than I will. Turning our attention now instead to Seneca County, Brian coming away with the win. Brian specifically asked me last night, Saturday night, if I would interview him on the show, and I told him no. So moving on. But it was an awesome win. The stock class has been the go-to championship at Seneca County for a long time, and it's been since 2001. It's been 16, 17 years since you got that monkey off your back. You've only run 3 times since then, but still, it's been 16.
Yeah, it's definitely been a long time. I had a few good runs, some seconds, some thirds. Just couldn't get over that hump again. And, I took a few years off, took 5 years off, but it took a long time to get there. And it was definitely a fun run. Going in, I kind of had a feeling it'd come down to Brett and I. And unbeknownst to me, the first hit of the night, he lost his steering. So I could have left him alone a lot sooner. But it was a lot of fun. I was actually building a Cadillac that I wanted to bring back for the feature car and just ran out of time and energy and didn't
Bullshit.
happen. So
bullshit. You didn't have to. You went out there Thursday night. The transmission.
You had a fresh car Thursday.
You didn't have to worry about the Cadillac.
It wasn't in bad shape, but it was it was a good time. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, it took a long time. It was tough besides, obviously.
It was tough. The hardest decision that Brian had to make during the course of that feature was, is he going to be a hero and run hard, or is he going to cut off his chain to ever getting cars and transmissions and rear-ends ever again?
I ran pretty hard up until the last hit. I was running pretty hard. But no, going into the feature, obviously, I've been friends with Brett forever, and he's taken care of me and cars and parts and everything I've ever needed. But also, I had a cousin and a cousin-in-law out there with Mike and Desi, and I'm like, it's gonna have to derby up. I have a thing. I don't like to hit women on a derby track, so I said, look, I'm not gonna hit Desi unless it comes down to us two. That's just, right, wrong, or different. That's how I feel, and so I don't even know what happened to her, to be honest. I know I saw her go by me a couple times.
Hung up on Austin's car.
She got stuck in Austin's car
in his
Mikey
trunk.
went to try to get on,
and then he buried himself.
Hooked up.
Well, I knew going out, Mike wasn't gonna. He had some pretty big steering issues. He actually broke
he broke the knuckle.
Yeah, the knuckle coming out of the box.
He broke the stem off.
He used my welder to weld it all back together.
Yeah, and he came out, and I saw him go that way, and I knew he wasn't steering very well, and I'm like, I'm staying down here. And then Brett, we stayed down there and battled, and years ago, it came down to Nick DeCastro and I in Imperials, and I had Nick hung up, and I never knew it, and I was in such a hurry to try to kill his car. I knocked him back loose, and I guess if I'd have slowed down a little bit, I would have realized Brett wasn't steering. But it is what it is. I finally got to win in front of my kids. I actually wanted to come watch you interview me tonight because God knows there wasn't much of an interview after the feature. But it was a lot of fun. I'm very happy.
So what are you referencing there? Which direction are you targeting that?
I got an interview in the compacts. Just saying.
Both. I got it. I sort of interviewed. I mean, I was choked up. I'll admit, I was definitely choked
Tim
up.
got an interview with compacts because he stole the microphone from the guy.
I did take it right out of the guy's hand. But, I was trying to get Damien to propose to his old lady like he was supposed to, but he got a little gun shy.
Dude,
he was supposed to do it, but he was like, "No, I'm not gonna do it right now." Like, all right, whatever.
All I mean, I thought it was a great night. The stands were packed. I thought there was action in every heat. Timmy did an awesome job, both classes. We got to win the compact, and then
I'm feeling it. Don't worry.
To get Mad Dog in the modifieds, and Matt and Jeremy and Pete put on a hell of a show.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that was, but the one thing I got to do is I want to give a lot of kudos to the guys from Seneca County that built mod cars. I mean, there's. That's a completely different beast, and we haven't had mod cars like that here ever. And the guys that took the time, spent the money,
That's just all going off pictures for most of us.
Yeah.
I see a car online, I'm like, all right, that's what it's supposed to look like. I've never seen one in person. Never in my life have I seen a mod car, like other than like his stuff online or Well, like when I first did my first Vic, you walked me through it pretty much over Facebook.
That's the thing. We've been down to Bash for how many years? Like 7 or 8 years now.
Yeah.
And every year I go and learn more. Every single year in the last few years, I've just been applying it. So
yeah, I'm just going off of what I seen on Facebook.
And that's the thing. I mean, I really want to tell the guys, from Waterloo, as a hometown Waterloo guy, I'm very proud of all the guys from Waterloo that built cars and went out there.
And they were standing on it for the most part.
Oh,
they were trying to.
They weren't scared.
No, they weren't scared.
No, there was nobody scared.
It's in the water. Don't worry.
That's the thing. When I was talking with Jeremy and Pete before the show, I said, look, they might not be the caliber builders, but I said everybody here is going to drive hard. Everybody in that mod class is going to stand on the gas. And
the more they drive those types of cars too, they'll start to learn, and then they'll get better.
Well, the thing is, I don't know. Waterloo's always like around here. It's the longest and biggest track.
Oh, for sure.
So at the end of the night, it's who hit who. At where at on the track and how fast you got them.
Right, that's cool.
It's bragging rights.
That is
for around here. It is
always
for us,
been.
It was the first time I've ever been here, and it was pretty cool to watch. I mean, even there was
and
5 cars on the track at one time.
This year. That was horrible.
Yeah,
last year was a little better.
Who's the guy that ran that Buick with the? He got caught up against the wall and it pushed the
Frank Van Houten.
The whole body pushed off. That was crazy.
Oh
no,
that was
one of the
Devlin Stein in
yeah.
the stock class.
That car was messed up.
Well, that was the only reason that even happened is because Nate Flynn was in the Plymouth Belvedere. His throttle got stuck wide open.
Oh, is that what it was?
He's not. I mean, he just does it for whatever. He just runs everybody's leftovers. And he just said, well, it was either him or the wall. I said, I would have took him too. So I would have took him too.
No, that hit was nuts.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the thing.
They're all friends. All them guys are out there.
That's
friends.
cool.
Yeah, it was an overall great show. What'd you think, Chris Marquardt?
It was great. Kids loved it. It was a good show. I mean, you got nothing to complain about. It's bittersweet at times.
Thursday
you know.
sucked, but that's a whole nother story.
Tim Bailey won the figure 8 race on Thursday, and then Brian ended up qualifying for the feature out of Thursday, and Zach Herman came away with the junk run win on Thursday over there, and there wasn't a pile of cars, but then again, you've got that county fair atmosphere where not everybody's getting. It's hard to say that you're getting.
We've always had little car counts on Thursday night.
It's getting smaller on Thursday.
Thursday night's getting smaller,
next year,
smaller,
they're talking
smaller.
a new show next year. That might help out on Thursday.
What's that?
The father-son derby.
Yeah, that's if you...
Father, 2 sons.
The last talk I heard, they're eliminating Thursday.
Well, Kyle said the other night that they might actually do that.
Yeah.
It'd be a dad and his 2 sons.
Right.
If they
guessing compacts.
Right.
They didn't really get into it, but it'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
A team show with your dad and.
That would be cool. Is it just that family, or is it?
Yeah. Well, he said like stepdad.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But he's a godfather. Anything to do with like dad.
Oh,
He even
neat.
said sperm donor, but.
They want to have one-off heats like that. I think they should have junk run Thursday night, that specialized heat Thursday night.
Right.
And if they want to run a figure 8, run a figure 8.
Right.
Everything else,
Just run Saturday.
run Saturday.
Oh, I completely understand.
I'd almost like to see if they got more than 20 cars for stock or whatever my class is. More than 20 cars run heats. I would say 20 and below run. Do
it's
one
his
and
class
done.
now that he won.
Well, no, I drove it. I ain't looking at the modifieds. I mean, I like. Well,
It was supposed to be one and done Saturday.
I think
All the
they
cars.
I don't know why they
My
ran
suggestion.
heats.
My suggestion
Was it like
was.
4 in each heat?
My suggestion was to put them all on a track at once because the count would have been like a 20 car feature,
Instead of what?
which
10?
would have been good. But
2-3
what-
car big car heats, and there was 6 of them.
Well, what you run into
mid-size.
is because there's a lot of sponsors that have kicked up the last couple of years that want to donate. Well, those guys, they designated these heats.
Trophies, yeah.
So they didn't want to step on their toes and feel that they got skipped out. Well, if you announce them all in the feature as feature sponsors, we didn't have enough cars, so we're doing one and done.
Right.
And doing just a one and done heat, they're not going to get pissed
I
off.
hate heats. Heats suck.
Yeah, I'm a one and done person myself.
Yeah.
And
That's what
if I'm going to work on them,
the
I'm
other
going to
guys
work on
all
them
do.
6 months before the Derby and then the day after.
Yeah.
That's about it. And that's, but
Seeing that-
there's a lot of suggestions coming in, and hopefully they're open to them. They seem pretty open this year.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. Now they got a big meeting coming up. They have a meeting every year after it. So I haven't went to one yet, and I decided this year I'm going to go attend it. So
That'll be
Your voice
interesting.
heard.
yeah,
I hope so. I would love to see Waterloo pick up
because
up better than it used to be.
like Brian was saying, a lot of local guys stepped up to the plate and tried to build the mod cars and put their effort into it. Now they've seen pretty much with their own eyes, they've seen what they can do and what they can't do. I just don't want them to lose interest in it.
And that's not cheap. That's
give
not
it-
a cheap class to build for.
No.
No way.
But
I have nowhere near what you do.
No, I mean, it
I
is
mean, I had a
what it
stock
is.
10-bolt bolt-in axle. Well, it was geared, but
For the majority, I think that's most of them.
right. Yeah.
That's what it was. I think me and Pete and Gully were talking. We're like the only ones that had aftermarket suspension.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
For sure.
Oh,
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure.
Well, my brother had a bolt-in cradle, but
Right, but
nothing.
And that's the thing. I mean, I hope that mod show continues. I mean, I hope the guys from Waterloo come back and run it. I mean, because you're going to learn from it every year. And that's the thing I heard was
Not me.
Guys are-
not Wayne. We ain't doing it again.
You ain't
Yeah,
doing it
I
again?
talked
Much
to
time and effort for 5 minutes. Not happening.
Eh,
I
Yes
mean,
and no.
it is
I
what it
felt
is.
like that
Yeah.
before too, but after
No, we're going back to stock.
I don't blame
the
you.
stock class. It's just for our fair, and it takes too much time away from the kids to build them cars.
I don't blame
You're
you.
going to
You
be
know,
able
all
to run
that
that
other
car a
stuff.
couple times.
The
Yeah.
car's still good. Don't get me wrong. I could put new motor mounts in it, pull the nose down, put some plates on it, and go.
Yeah,
But what's the point?
that was my fourth heat for that car.
Yeah.
Heat, Consi feature, and then that other one run done.
Yeah.
And that car is absolutely obliterated now. The floorboard's ripped away from the rockers about 3 inches on the passenger side. It's bellied so hard it ripped the body mounts right out. When Pete hit me, I can't believe I got down to the end.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I thought I'd go half track with Pete.
That's what that other
why
guy.
not?
It didn't. I was fun. At least I can say I did it. I gave it a shot, but it didn't do nothing.
Right.
What
My
were
car went.
Were you
his
getting
car,
nervous?
he said hi.
Were you getting nervous when you see Gully bouncing down the track?
Oh my goodness, he hit he hit that run. I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna land on me. Yeah, I'm like,
You don't typically see pillar parking from the front.
no, he pillar parked my core support.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, I was hoping he wouldn't bounce. He would just clip my bumper, and it would have been fine. But no, he got a little airborne there.
Yeah.
Matt Gascon coming away with the win in the mod class. Couple statistics after Saturday for Matt Gascon, specifically pertaining to that modified win. Driving the Lincoln. He is now better at driving Lincolns than Pete Hansen's head is at growing hair.
I don't know about all that.
He has more wins, or he has as many wins as Seneca County as the Bucknums do, dating back to 1976.
So one.
That's one.
Yeah, but they invented Derby.
Remember that? Remember that though?
Yeah.
When we first started that, we found that clipping from Seneca County.
Yep.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And he has something in common with Rick Clark, Tom Henderson, Dustin Ingram, that they all have Bash for Cash cars that won.
Oh yeah.
At least somewhere.
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Do you guys build your motor, or did you buy
That was actually out of a dirt stock car. The tolerances were totally off. I ran.
The heads were totally different.
Yeah, the heads were totally different. I took it to Aaron Bunce, and he went through the top end, and he calls me up. He's like, "Man, do you know these heads are totally different? Way bigger than the other." I go, "Maybe it was a dirt car thing. I don't know." I go like, well, let's put World heads on it. Let's put a Rochester on it, smaller cam, and that's how it is. I don't even know what's in the lower end, and that thing ran great.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
An old stock car motor. I talked a guy down to $600 for it.
Yeah, 600. I got less than 1,500 into that engine.
Your cradle costs more than your motor.
2/3 of it, yes.
10-hour round trip.
Yeah,
Yeah. So it costs more
he
than
went
your
all the
motor.
way to Ingram's for
Yeah.
it.
Let's start adding up.
Well, that's
how
that
much-
one he just went and got not too long ago.
Yeah, that was
I remember you
Jordan's.
seen that on Facebook. You're like, what did I do for my kid or something like that? He said.
Yeah, that was
Dog at the border.
Yeah.
single guy looking for drugs. Yeah. No, I just got derby parts.
He made me get out. The dog went around the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that in the back? I said, it's derby parts. Derby parts. It's a race car. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. But,
That's cool.
yeah, that was Jordan's, one of the Jordan's personal ones.
That's cool.
But yeah, got lucky.
It was a hell of a. And you know what was awesome was
The one thing about the mod class is fans need to be either patient or more educated on is there was a lot of frustration with the mod class among the casual derby fan because they didn't understand what they were watching.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you guys need to hit harder. Oh, believe me, we are.
Someone was commenting on it, calling us the P word. I'm like, oh, I feel
Oh,
really sore today.
Till anybody actually sits in one of them cars,
they'll never understand.
they shouldn't even
Listen,
comment.
I came
about
out on
it
the track
because
wide open. I was bouncing my
because
head
a
off
normal shot that like Brian and Brott were putting on one another is nothing. If you did do that same shot in one of them cars, you're gonna jar your teeth loose.
There's cars actually move. I was hitting Pete nose to nose and Gully nose to nose, and our bumpers are both
There
broken
ain't
in
nothing
half.
moves.
yeah.
Pete
All
Hansen
all
split
three of
that
our
bumper,
bumpers are
which
broken
is
in
crazy.
half.
You lost your rear bumper.
I'm sick of that thing. I'm done with that rear bumper. I've lost it twice.
Did you get it back?
No, I wanted the scrap weight, and I never got it back.
Yeah,
It's probably still at the track.
That's the thing is I was
Probably
actually
is.
I was actually standing on the stage with Wayne Senior, and we
We'll
were
see the
talking.
Seneca County next year.
And that's
Okay.
that's what I was telling him. I'm like if those cars hitting are like dump trucks hitting.
Oh, yeah.
It felt like you were in a dumpster.
That's the
and-
thing is like people sit in the stands and they're like these cars aren't doing anything. There's no damage.
Yeah.
It's like well watch the people's heads as they step
Yeah.
forward.
The cars aren't supposed to move. Your body takes it. And them
Jeremy
ones.
Gully got out of that.
Got
like,
knocked
3
out.
inches taller.
Yeah.
You know?
He
was
did.
knocked out.
Who did?
Somebody hit
Gully
him.
was knocked out.
Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was KO'd.
He was
Where
at
was I?
You were
I
busy
was
the other
track.
end of the
That was
track.
when you were busy pointing at your wrist like this, looking at the
No, at Portman. I was yelling at Portman. I swear to God, every time I stop, he's like, "You're on the clock." I'm like, "Dude, I just stopped." He got 20 seconds. That's when I was like, you know what? And I just threw my battery cables. I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
Because me and him almost got into it the other night too, in the junk run. Because as
What
soon as
about-
I stopped, he's like, "You're on the clock. Got you 30 seconds already." I'm like, "Dude, I just hit him."
I just put it in
Well, whatever.
reverse.
Ben had Pete on the clock. Ben and Pete were at the same end of the track when Pete had that. It would only weigh like 7,300 pounds, right?
Yeah.
And
Only.
he ended up losing the steering.
I thought it was like 8 something.
And he's
Go.
73.
trying to wheel the thing around, trying to get it down there, and he finally gets it spun around backwards so he can back to the track. And Tim's pointing out the window, yelling at whoever will listen, pointing at his wrist because apparently he was trying to get his Seiko to turn back on or something.
Hey,
Something was going-
I took my stopwatch right down. I said, Kyle, this is what he's at right now. And he was at, when he went by Kyle, he was at like 1 minute and 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So you know what? In that class,
It was a time limit.
If you're
everybody in that class, everybody the whole night from me
Yeah.
was getting 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes.
Well, you need to tell Portman that next time.
Only,
what I was mad about.
Only because if they're making a conscious effort and they're almost there, you think I'm gonna shut somebody off?
no,
they're almost there with a
no.
half track
if
shot.
I don't
if
blame
he's
you there,
moving
no.
and he's
Coming
got
back.
a chance.
Coming back around
Let him
to the point of all that was the fact that after he got to go backwards, he had no steering, so the only thing he could do was drive through Tim to get to the other cars.
Bouncing me all over the place in my car. I'm just like, dude, I'm done. Stop it. But you like, I don't know what you were doing, but you like came out of nowhere and just wham. And I'm like,
I had tunnel
my head's
vision,
flying
dude.
out the window.
I wasn't looking at you. I was looking at the other two
I
guys.
was already mad at Portman anyway, so
Yeah, I think I was going after.
mad at everybody then.
I was going after Gully hard, and I think I sideswiped you pretty hard.
I was already mad at Portman, so everybody was getting it.
How was the compacts?
That's what put me in the hospital that night.
Really?
Yeah.
You went to the hospital?
Yeah. I had back surgery last year.
Oh, really?
But
Yeah,
who's the
and
one? Which one? Cal or Kyle broke their back?
No, I don't know. I haven't heard. I think it's Kyle.
No, that had
One of them
that
broke
had
his sternum
one.
this year.
Kale broke a sternum last year. Kyle broke a sternum this year.
Well, they're the only
Kyle broke his back last
they're
year.
the only two I know. They came up to me after the heat. They're like, "Damn it, Ben, I couldn't get my car running long enough. Now I can't go to the hospital tonight because I didn't hit nobody hard enough."
Yeah. No, yeah, that's how they are.
Who was the guy?
Well, he
that
was
in the
complaining
pits was
'cause no
rolling
one
around
thinks
with
he
his
broke
wrist
Kyle
going
ended
like
up going,
this?
though.
Yeah.
He did end up going.
Did you see that
Someone
guy?
hurt their wrist.
Oh, yeah.
Who was it? And he ended up loading his car because I can't go to the yard yet. The derby's not over. I want to see the modified.
Patchen.
Yeah.
Tim
Timmy
Patchen.
had his wrist broken.
Yeah, well, he had his arm. I heard he had his arm in his steering wheel.
Yeah,
Oh.
Like, actually in there, and then he got hit, and it took
steering
him
wheel
with
took
him.
it off.
Yeah, that's,
I don't know what that
just
was all
heard
about,
that
but I'd never
yesterday.
put my hand through his steering
No.
wheel.
You know, this is the first time in all the years I've demoed that I actually got the steering wheel took out of my hands. So, like, Brett drove. It wasn't even.
They got me in the mod show
They
a couple
just
times.
drove by and just hit the wheel. It just took
like, I
right
just
out of
let
my
it go.
hands, and I was like, it happened twice. That's the first time
It
it's
started
ever
going,
happened.
and I was like, nope. I'm not
I was
even
actually
touching
afraid it was going to break my box because it turned it right now.
Usually Brian uses brute strength to keep his wheels straight. That's why usually his wheels are still straight, but his steering wheel sits like this because he twists the steering shaft.
I
That's how
have
strong
done
he
that.
is. He's a big guy.
I've done that before. But that took it right out of my
My
hand.
brother folded his steering wheel right over.
Really?
Over again, and then over again.
That's
It
what
looks
Pete.
like it's like
That's what Pete said. He's never seen so many steering wheels enveloped around.
yeah.
Seems like every time he hits somebody, just whoop.
Mine was good. I don't know what kind they're using, but mine was off of one of my old man's old race cars, and it's like a steel one. Like the whole thing's like steel.
Seems like
So
everybody.
I never had an
uses.
issue. Yeah, I think they're all
The
using like
Speedway
aluminum or
ones.
something. Yeah, just the cheaper
It's
The
ones.
cheap speedway ones you can
Yeah.
bend in a heartbeat.
No, mine's,
See, I've-
not. Mine's a Bicknell, I think, actually.
Probably.
Like an older one.
Yeah.
Might have to upgrade mine.
Did you bet yours too?
Not yet. Surprised. Really surprised.
Now, are you done for the season? Start building your bash car?
No.
Well, in my garage, yeah.
No, we want to fix the Cadillac that I ran at Bath previously and run Ontario County possibly for the unified rules.
Oh, all right. I'm good. I'm not going for that
Why not?
because
Well,
I don't
no.
even know if I should go for the compacts.
No. But my car I just ran, the front stub is all right. So I'm thinking I'm going to take the stub off, put it in a Coos car from like 2 years ago that I hit Jamie Bolt head to head and the whole spring pocket collapsed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like Ontario County like Saturday, right?
Yeah. We haven't even touched it yet.
Okay. I'm just saying.
It's not that
It runs
much
and
work.
drives, it's just the front frame rails.
The front frame
Completely
rails.
annihilated.
Yeah.
I
But,
don't want to go backwards now.
I don't.
I
still
don't.
like to back up.
I like to see the people's eyes when I'm coming.
Yeah,
I don't know
Rich.
why it's so stupid. I junked so many cars and the tails are still perfect.
Yeah. We
Especially
said-
at Waterloo, when you come across that whole track and you're wide open and their eyes just go, uh-oh. And you just hit them nose to nose, and especially stock class, and you just
Saturday,
jump,
we went to Chris's
jump.
house after the show.
Yeah.
So Dan brought my car home Sunday, and since we didn't get to bed till 3:30, both the kids were asleep. So after a birthday party Sunday, we went back and opened the door, and my oldest one goes, "Dad, you gotta use the back more. There's only one dent back here." And I'm like, "I use it a lot." And he's like, "No, I'm pretty sure you only hit 2 guys." And I was like, "I thought I used it a
Yeah,
lot."
he
I
did.
don't know.
100% right, Zach. You had a nail on the head right there.
Did not use the back
The
end.
dent came from Thursday night. on the back.
Yeah.
The one,
When
the
he
one in the
backed
trunk
into the
lid.
wall. When he backed into the wall and sat there. That's how you
the one
got
in
that
the
one.
trunk lid. I got that when I hit Brett. I know that, but the other one on the fender was definitely from Thursday.
Next year, I'm going back stock. That's all I'm saying. I'm not running no more mod shows, none of that.
That four-cylinder feature that you won was a
was
fun one.
intense.
There was 38
Well,
cars
the
on the
worst
track
part-
for that.
Is
I
that what it
paid
was?
$300. 37 cars. $300 to win.
That was $300 to win.
Trophies this big.
Wow.
Now, figure eights on Thursday. Trophies this big, and they got 500.
That makes about no sense.
And the
Yeah.
sponsors didn't get to run, if I understand right.
Yeah, you did understand that, right? But he came back and ran
Yeah,
Saturday.
he was
Howie.
Kevin and Howie.
Yeah, I don't know. It was something with the fire department,
Oh,
right?
I know all about
Was it the fire department though? Because he was yelling at what's his name in the driver's
Okay,
meeting.
here's the story. Quick, and this is a short, easy one. Fire department is in charge of switches, batteries, fuel cells. Okay,
Yeah,
I don't know why, but that's their thing.
sure.
They don't want to do it, but anyway, Howie rolls through the line. They have to put their little mark on the roof. They pass. Then it comes down to me, and then I put my mark on. It has to have 2 marks. They come down through. Howie backs up. They look. They're shooting the shit with Howie. Everything else. Boom. Their mark goes on his car. Okay. Howie backs up. For some reason, he's backing through the line instead of driving through the line. Backs up to me, and I go. He gets out of the car. I'm like, Howie, what? I'm like, your gas tank's leaking. Now he's running a stock tank underneath the car because it's forward to the axle.
Right.
Let alone, I look underneath there. Okay, it's dripping out of the backside of the tank, return line or whatever, and his exhaust is cut off straight in front of it this far. Howie, you got to fix it. Oh, come on. I'm like, Howie, you got to fix it. I don't want, no problem. I'll go fix it. How much time I got? They already put a mark on your car, right? Yep, okay. Fix it.
Right.
Come get me when it's fixed, and you'll be good.
Yeah.
Well, they found out he had a leaky gas line. So when I went and okayed it, they said we didn't check it and okay it, so you can't run. So if I would have just took Howie aside, but it's...
Yeah. Well, then he's like, we're never spend no more money here again. And this
Yeah,
and that.
yeah. Well, they came back. It's all
Yeah.
pretty much resolved, and that's why that's one of the main things that's going to be
Fire
on my
department,
checklist.
fire departments should be seen in
Well,
the herds.
I-
They're
they-
there for safety, not to inspect
They
cars.
they complain every year about having to have to be there for so long. And I'll just do it all. I'll do it all. You guys show up a half hour before the Derby, like
Yeah.
every other Derby.
Yeah.
You show up a half hour before, set your equipment up, put all
That's
your
it.
gear on with your 500 people you have,
Yeah, they don't need that many
and let me do it.
people. Yeah, no.
Well, that's the
So-
thing. We talked about it in the pits with guys. I was talking with different guys. And they were asking me, what's it like when you guys go out west or go to these big shows? And I'm like,
They got fire extinguishers.
Blizzard Bash, there isn't even firemen there.
No.
It's always been UD staff that
Right.
has ran the things. Bash for Cash, they have
They have a they all have a rescue truck on standby
Yeah,
or there,
right.
and then the ambulances.
Even
and
at
that's it.
Canandaigua, they have a rescue truck and an ambulance, and that's it.
yep. And
I
then
mean, the firemen are there, but they're not
Bash
trying
Bash
to
for Cash,
plug
there's
their
like 10
hoses everywhere.
firemen. Around the track, there's like 10 firemen at Bash for
Yeah,
Cash.
but they
with-
have a fire extinguisher.
Yeah, that's it.
Not a hose. They're not trying. And then I don't know if you noticed, you got sprayed in the face.
Oh,
No, Jeremy
Hate
did.
that.
I was-
Jeremy
got
did.
He got it worse.
I was thoroughly
Oh.
upset about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, he got it.
Yeah, what was
Jeremy
the
got
whole?
his
You know why?
Because
you
the
guys come down
firemen
where
didn't
the
think
car
they should be
was.
down there.
We're not going to touch the
No,
car.
and that's
They're not used to that. They're not used
First
to the
of all,
mod style driving.
they wanted to shut the whole show down
To
because
pull
the
the
car got put up on the blocks and
heaven
on
forbid.
on the pole.
Right,
Okay, so I'm like, the car's not going nowhere.
right.
Well, if you keep them away from that car, we'll let you run the rest of the show. I'm like, okay, they'll stay away. Yeah,
And then we went right towards it.
yeah, but you guys, what,
I was just
and
trying to
like
get away from-
like I told them before, I says these guys, this isn't their first rodeo. These guys aren't going to deliberately bet. They know they don't want to get hung on that car to start with.
No.
If they back up into it and the front bumper latches a roof post or something,
Right.
they're screwed. They're going to stay away from it.
I don't think we even touched it, did we?
No,
No.
you guys, didn't
You
even go
guys,
within
you
10
guys,
feet of it.
Right,
you
yeah.
guys,
I agree.
you guys
Within
got
10 feet.
within 3 feet of
Oh,
it
heaven
in it
forbid.
in a
I don't think
spaz.
it was that close.
They sprayed me. I
Oh, no,
got
I seen
instantly soaked, and I just threw my hands up, started swearing. I'm like, why?
Oh, yeah.
What's the
I'll
point?
tell
That's
you what.
Ben. He felt it right to the face without a helmet on.
Right. I was soaked, and then if my car died, I would have came out swinging. Probably.
That's what Gully said. Gully goes, I'm here to tell you if that would have went into my brand new motor and it would have died, he said, somebody big would have had to grab me because I was coming out of the car angry.
Because that motor was hot. His motor was super hot. I mean, it was tinging.
He said he lost lower radiator hose. I heard.
I'm not sure what
it was tinging, and when they sprayed him down, he was at like 280.
He said
when
it
they sprayed
pegged
him.
at 280 the whole like half the heat.
And I'm like,
brand new motor, first time he ever ran it.
Yeah.
He was doing heat cycles at your dad's house.
He gets hold of me. He goes, "Hey," he goes, "You guys have a place I could do some work on a car?" I said, "Yeah, absolutely." I said, "Well, come over to my dad's."
Yeah.
So he shows up and backs in. He's like, "Yeah, I got to run heat cycles and I got to change the oil." And I'm like, "All right." So I was buttoning up my car, and he left his on the trailer, but he had it running at Dad's and did the whole heat cycle and then changed the oil.
Well, it was just rebuilt though. I don't think it was brand new. It was just rebuilt.
I was told it was
Or was
brand
it
new.
I think it was
Red line.
Okay.
brand
It was
new.
a brand new red line.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Somebody in the stand said, "Way to break in a brand new motor or something," or that's how you break in a new motor. Well, it must have been somebody he knew.
And that's where this area and that staff was just ignorant to that type of derby.
Right.
Because going out and yelling at Pete Hansen, giving Pete Hansen shit, you got to shut your motor off after the feature.
No, it's letting it cool down.
Yeah.
He just
I
looked at him
probably
and said,
should've too, but-
"Yeah, no, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's at 280. I'm letting it cool down. It's fine. It's not going nowhere."
Yeah.
That's you know.
The fire department. They were like, "Whose car's running?" I'm like,
What's it matter? It's just.
Yeah.
it's
And I turned it on to when they told me that, I just turned it on and said, "He's not shutting it off until it cools off.
Yeah.
Just
I
relax."
shut mine down. It was dieseling. It probably shouldn't do that, but well.
It's fine. It's
It'll
only
fit.
money.
But no, like I said, I hope it had good momentum this year. There's a few things, like the compacts payout
Switch
needs to
would
go up.
a little faster.
Yeah, why?
A little faster. I'm tired of waiting. It shouldn't have been 12 o'clock by the time we were done.
Yeah,
I
Well, there's 37.
there's
There's
no
37 compacts to get off the track.
The reason why it was 12
off.
o'clock is because they split up a class that should have just had a one and done heat,
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
and you would have been out of there by 10:30.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I ended up calling to work anyway, so.
Now,
And I didn't have to worry about it.
I was off Sunday. It was good.
Now, how come they didn't get like some trucks and something or pull the cars off?
They
At
won't.
least just
They
get
won't.
them off
Fire
the
department
track?
won't let it.
You should have been here back.
You don't understand why.
We used to
That's
have
the first time I've ever done it. I'm just trying to
Howard-
figure out how it works.
Tractor.
Howard Burstall used to bring his tractor down and pull him off with a tractor.
Probably be faster.
There was two guys that pulled off the track with tractors.
Because like if we go to like Canandaigua or Penn me and the twins, we use my pickup, their wrecker, and one of the other pickups, and I mean we have them cleared off in like
Right.
Well,
not even 5 minutes.
Another
chain go, hook
Yeah,
the chain
exactly.
go.
another main contributor to that is there's no area to bring the cars out and just set them.
Right.
It'll
Yeah.
plug it up. So what they're doing is picking the cars up, taking them out, and people are having them set them on their trailers,
Yeah, that should
take them
be
out to the
later.
pits,
Yeah.
and that's.
Yeah. 'Cause
I
Kale-
know. I
Kale
noticed.
was
I
saying
noticed that
Kale was
about
getting
halfway
mad.
through. I'm like, "Where are you guys going?"
Yeah, Kale was getting a little irritated with that
Yeah,
too. Because
so-
people were like, "Oh, can you put?" I rode with him at one point, and they're like, "Can you load this?" He's like, "Yeah, later. I got more cars to get off the
Yeah.
track."
Right.
Yeah.
So he dropped it right in the middle of the pits and went back.
But I think for a overall general, I think it was one of the better.
Oh yeah,
Better
absolutely.
shows.
I thought.
sure.
I mean, the intensity wise, I definitely felt like it was. I mean, every heat that was out there was Saturday. Well, Maine, I would say, was pretty hard hitting.
I just need to know: are the rules going to change for the stock class for next year?
No.
Because I'm going to start my car.
There's
next
nothing-
week, so it's
there's-
not
there's-
long before that.
There's nothing changing at all.
Good. Because I am tired of working on cars.
Because
right
I
before.
feel they're at
I
a
am so
point.
done with
They're
that.
at a point right now. In all reality, other than a slider shaft,
Yeah,
they are more of a heavy build than coups.
Right.
yeah. Yep.
We can't run a slider at our show, right?
No,
No,
Not for stock.
no.
I didn't
As
read
over,
I didn't even look at the stock rules this year.
I asked him, and he said, "Not as long as I'm inspected." So unless he's changed,
Well, I was told at first, I was like, yeah, somebody told me that you were going to do the above because of your hand, and Poorman was going to do the underneath of the cars.
yeah, that's why I started getting 15 phone calls a night.
And I'm like, yes. If that does happen, I'm taking my car back home for a minute. But it didn't happen.
Poor Matt.
Shit, when I got there, he wasn't even there yet.
No, and that's
But
the
I
thing. I
live
mean,
like 6 houses down. So.
Oh, dude.
I'm not even worried about running the slider for losing a dry shaft. It's just easier to put 4 bolts on the front,
Yeah,
4 bolts
you
on the
tell
back.
me about
And you
it.
don't have to extend it or
Yeah.
make it special
I hate
length.
making
you,
dry
don't,
shafts.
you don't have 15 dry shafts in the corner.
Yeah, that too.
I got one. I got one, the one that's in my car right now.
Yeah,
I
You know,
sold everything last
the only
year.
thing, the only other thing you could do is you could mess around with it and say, all right, if you do like a lot of other shows do, if you have a slider in your car, then you subtract $300 or $400 from if you win.
yeah.
But how is that fair for everybody else? Because that directly affects whether you win or lose a derby.
yeah.
That or something along the lines of kind of what the unified rules are doing. They're doing like, It's allowing both, but in my opinion, it should be a gas tank protector or a slider.
Well,
I
like the unified rules, but the problem with the unified rules is, like I told the guys, I says, unless you have one group of inspectors going to all the shows.
Right. Everybody's interpretation is different.
Every different inspector is going to interpret them rules different, and that's what's already happened.
It's already
happened.
Yes.
And
All from Penyan.
It's already happened. You can't.
One approved one thing, the other approved didn't like it, so they didn't get the run.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the problem when you run into unified with inspection groups. But I honestly, I mean, I didn't really get any negative feedback from guys on the way the car, the stock class and the 4-cylinder class. Pretty much everybody's happy.
Right.
The main thing for years was tires.
It's always been about tires.
Tires and bumpers.
Yep.
Believe it or not, I used to bitch or yell about tires. But at my 4-cylinder, I ran the tires that came on it this year.
And you had flat ones.
Yeah, they were both flat.
Oh yeah, flatter than a pancake.
Well, the one's gone. Someone stole it. Yeah, it's not there no more.
Now, did you write the rules for that mod class, Ben?
Yeah. If he didn't, it would have been like you can weld 2 patches on your door and no, that show, if it wasn't for Ben, we'd have to run like the baldest tires we could get and have like 10 pounds of pressure in the tires. Seriously.
I heard about the 4-gallon gas rule.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not happening.
3 gallons. You're only supposed to have 3 gallons.
Only supposed to have 3.
Mine was filled all the way to top.
So I'm like,
of race fuel. Yeah, there was no chance.
How many gallons?
there hasn't been a car
10.
down there as long as I've ran with 3 gallons.
Hey. I only had 4.
I started with
Illegal.
7.
He cheated.
No.
We do have to check that, see what we have left, too, because that Magnum likes to
I want to
drink
check
too
mine too and see what I got because my tank only holds like 4.5. So, but I filled it to. I know it was filled to the top because it started going everywhere. So
That's how we
I
knew.
don't know. I might try.
I put race fuel on
try
mine,
to start
too.
looking for a substitute for stand-in for me next year.
Woohoo! I like that idea.
Inspector-wise?
yeah, because he wants to run.
He'll still tech.
Come on.
You just need somebody to run the flags.
No, I'm not gonna pull Steve Travis.
That's just mean.
True.
It's true.
No, it's correct.
Yeah, that was. We mentioned that on
coming
Facebook
on
today.
the
How
watch
hard that had to be for Ben to stand there and
Oh,
watch a
that
modified
sucked.
class at Waterloo.
That's especially that class.
Are you
The
inspecting?
only other thing to
brother
skip back
inspects
on
big
people
cars. I do
winning.
small cars.
I seen Arden Jennings picked up.
Yeah,
he won-
Art
he
picked
won
up another
$2
win.
grand win right now. Guaranteed
Yeah.
money.
And then
Buick with a nose
1,000
stud up on it.
second.
Hard to believe.
Yeah,
And the
really.
compacts are
He said he
$1,000
introduced
too.
himself to a few
Guaranteed
people.
money.
I'm always thought about just saving a car.
That's always
You're
good.
one you got now?
Yeah, it was.
No,
It was
my
cool.
car's
And-
destroyed.
Corletto.
Yeah, Josh Corletto won in
Did
Ohio.
you see what Cody
Corletto
Riley
won
brought
in Ohio.
Was that that
His
team
dash
show
car
that?
from last year.
No.
It was
And
no,
it was still
mine's
straight.
swamp
an
buggy
island.
races. It looked like.
Mine's
I
destroyed.
mean, it was.
Yeah, it was
pouring.
in
That
Carlton.
bad? Bad.
Oh, it was a Carlton.
Yeah, it was in Carlton.
Carlton.
I think.
Carrollton. Yeah.
Carrollton.
Carlton.
yeah.
Carlton. Sorry, but yeah, it's
the
the same
rules
car.
are
That's the car he brought to
Pretty much
Bash.
the same.
Yep.
Right.
So that's another car from Bash that's won.
And Pernice was right there with him, I think.
Yeah, I think Joey ran too.
That
I
was
think-
more for comedic effect. But now that you want to make the bridge, sure.
No, it was.
Fair enough.
He had it at Bash. That's
I'll
another
give
Bash
you a
car that's
legit
won.
reason instead of just
I
ball
know.
busting.
I know. We had an interesting production meeting Saturday. I was trying to make sure that we hit on all the elements that I was advised on.
That was fun.
For some.
You did an excellent job. You did a good job. Very good job.
I'm glad I'm not involved in production, so I didn't have to be there.
Oh no! Well, you could have came over.
I know, but I wasn't. When I got done, left that track, I wasn't going over with a bunch of drunk people. Hell no.
I think I was really drunk one there, and that's because Chris was bartending for me.
That is true.
He was mixing them strong.
I'm just a tech guy. I'm not a production person.
Somebody's got to make up.
For
everything
it was,
I left on the
it was a good time though. I mean, we had a lot of fun hanging out and shooting the breeze. You're gonna have to come to my house and see what a real bonfire is, though.
Well, we
yeah,
live in
because
town.
he's got quite a few trees from my new lot.
Yeah, Ben. Part of that deal that Ben doesn't know yet is he's got to come to the house for the bonfire. So
That's all right. I got like 5 gallons of probably 2-year-old race gas I'll dump on there.
bring it up. We'll
I got
burn it
5
all.
gallons of like diesel kerosene mix you can come get.
We'll burn it all.
I don't even know where it came from. It just showed up at my house one day.
We will
So you
burn
wouldn't
it
believe
all.
what shows up at my house. One day I got home, there's 10 batteries in my driveway. I'm like,
Okay.
okay.
Anybody see the battery that was left on
I
the track
wouldn't
in the compact show?
complain.
Yeah,
$100.
No, it
I
was
know,
trucks.
yeah.
Trucks,
Yeah,
yeah,
what
trucks.
was the deal with the battery that landed on the tractor in the truck show? Where'd that come from?
Sean Eamon won that for the third year. in a
No,
row,
that
by the way.
wasn't a battery.
What was
I wonder
it?
why.
No, it was some sort of a box or something.
Oh,
it
it was
wasn't a battery.
just like from our end. I was standing down where these guys, where Matt Senior was standing, and it looked like a battery sitting there.
And I'm going to touch on Chris's comment in a second when you're done.
Okay, I'm done.
Because I might not run a car when I do.
You're gonna build a truck, huh?
Yeah.
Read the
Getting tired of that a little bit?
Yeah.
They did the same thing at Penny and Cal.
That's
and
fine.
Kyle.
That's fine. That's
When
fine.
Ben shows up with a '59
No.
Ford.
No. It'd be a newer Dodge.
Yes,
they're hard.
I knew what he was thinking before he even said
Don't
it.
use the Durango.
Super Duties are hard too, right?
Yeah.
What's that?
Super Duties are decent.
Super Duties, yeah, they're pretty tough.
David
use-
I know
Stone had a
there's
nice
Super
Super
Duty, but I'd be more entailed with a Dodge.
Yeah.
What color said Super Duty?
Huh?
What color is it? The box any good?
No.
I can't find a box for my truck to save my life.
Call Rick Clark.
luck.
Get
If
you
not,
whatever you need.
I'm
Or
sure
if I
I can,
could-
but I don't want to spend that kind of money.
If I could
Yeah, I was gonna
convince
say,
a
I
cross
don't think
country road trip to Utah, I'd bring one back from there.
Oh,
It doesn't seem like it would take much convincing to get you to drive to Utah.
No,
I don't think it would
already
take-
volunteered every time we go out there.
I
I'll
know.
drive.
That's
But
what's
you
going to happen. If
Decide you want to fly.
Side note, if I do try to change that flight and there's no flights, now what do we do?
drive.
You drive.
Rent a trailer out
Bring
there.
a trailer, you can bring something back. This is going to work out great.
Mom just got a brand new truck,
Awesome.
What'd you end up getting?
brand new F-150 4x4.
Well, I knew I saw her when she was getting ready to take the other one to the
So I got to
auction.
figure up the mileage because I have to pay her the mileage for it.
Blizzard Bash coming up. It's in November 8th to the 12th. Kansas Expo Center is the home of that one, Topeka, Kansas. November the 9th is qualifying teams and national teams. First round for those guys on the 10th of November, Friday at 9 o'clock is the start of the RC Derby National and Qualifying Team Round 2, 14 to 17-year-old youth division, running off at 6 o'clock. Saturday is the double program, 10 o'clock start for the compact limited weld teams. It's their first round of qualifying. 6 o'clock start for the Power Wheels. All the Team B mains, trucks, youth, bone stocks also on the card there. Sunday the 12th, championship day, starting at 1 o'clock. National qualifying limited weld and compact team A mains. Jump online for more details. BlizzardBash.com. Blizzard Bash 2017 under the direction of Stern Dirt Racing. Looking forward to getting out there for that one. It's going to be a
One spot
fun
left.
one.
I can't believe it's that time of year
In the
already.
limited weld
I've
class,
never
I think
been.
Kansas
I wanna
posted
go.
there's
I
one
wanna
spot
go.
left.
I heard
Gotta
all
go.
the hotels.
One time you got to go.
I heard all the hotels are booked up already.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
That's
See,
But the thing is, though, I mean,
If
there's,
you want to stay with us, there's space in the bathtub.
I will.
Cass-
I'm not afraid of doing that.
You get drunk enough, it's all right.
Anywhere, I'll sleep on the floor.
What was that?
I was just gonna say, I think there's motels within a couple miles.
Yeah, if you stay in Kansas City, it's only like an hour away.
Right. But you're gonna get bed bugs.
Kansas City's nice from what we've seen from the airport.
Okay.
Chaos in the Valley 2017 is coming up. That's October the 21st. We're going to be back down there in the Shenandoah Valley with Jason and Penny Shipe and the Tomsbrook Volunteer Fire Department. This show is always a home run. The weld class is now open to Imperials and hearses. And when we say weld class, it is heavier by about 3 times.
5-foot class.
Than what we've seen at Waterloo here this weekend. There's a 64 Country Squire wagon that's built on a Mercury frame with a Ford 08 front stub with an Imperial cane frame stuffed in it on
With
a
a
straight
straight
front
axle.
axle, and it's been leaf sprung with protectors, with halos. It's crazy. Jason Shipe's in
5-foot
charge of
class.
it. 540-335-7510, Shenandoah County Fairgrounds, Woodstock, Virginia. We are right now planning on being back down there for the Shenandoah County Fair as well. Jump online for details on that one, Shenco Fair. They've adjusted their schedule now. The first night of Derby action is going to be on a Sunday, and then the mod class is going to run on Monday. Typically, they run Monday and Tuesday. So look for one of the Crash Course episodes, if not more, to be coming from down there in the Shenandoah Valley. Upcoming events for for Smash It Demolition Derby. Smash It is going to be running 3 events coming up on the 29th of July at the same time. Cable County in Milton, West Virginia, mild weld compacts, lawn stock mowers, and power wheels all on the card. Shelby County in Sydney, Ohio is on the 29th. All year wire class, that's the Shelby County rules. It's separate from the wire class rules that we're familiar with Smash It Demolition Derbies, compact, street stocks, full-size trucks, power wheels, big show. In Shelby County. Preble County is the same night as well. In Eaton, Ohio, Smash It, mini cars, street stocks, trucks. Preble County Old School, Smash It mowers, power wheels, and then they take a little bit of time off. July the 31st, they've got Greene County in Xenia, Ohio, Smash It class, street stocks, any year wire class, compact, Smash It mowers, and power wheels. And then on August the 3rd, they're at Auglaize County, which is in Wapakoneta, Ohio, 80s wire class, street stocks, mini cars, and power wheels. You want to know when they're coming to your town on the course of their 43 show county fair schedule? Jump online, Brookfield Wheel Days, we're looking forward to getting back out there for that one, September the 23rd, 2017. That's at the Madison County Fairgrounds. Brookfield, New York, King Smash and Crash and Derby host the annual fall cleanup show. Madison County Fairgrounds, I think last year they drew like 175 cars. It was an insane show. They usually run off somewhere around 14 to 15 heats. They have a rollover contest at the end of the night, and the heats last anywhere from 6 to 7 minutes. And there's a lot of fresh compact stuff that shows up for that one, too. John King oversees that one. You can find him 315-750-6956, 315-750-6956, Facebook.com, King Smash 'em Crash 'em Demolition Derbies. And Stern Dirt Racing, we're going to be talking with Johnny Gullo here in just a few minutes. That's coming up. We're going to be flying out on Wednesday. Ben's going to be meeting up with us in Salt Lake City on Thursday. Then he's coming back home on Sunday. We're going to stay out there and check out the area until Monday. So, yep, Dylan Lane's going to be coming out there and helping us on the air. 2-day show. Event purse, $84,000. It's the Wasatch Wipeout in Heber City, Utah. Looking forward to getting to see that facility because that is a state-of-the-art complex. They've got all their own built-in camera equipment. So we're going to kind of basically just pull a pigtail, stick it in the computer. And at that point, in my nervous mentality is we're going to hope for the best. But I
plug and play out there.
It should be pretty good. September the 9th is a West Jordan beatdown in West Jordan, Utah. Iron Trucks, Farm Trucks, Passenger Derby. We've said it before. I'm going to say it again. Why the hell would you run passengers in Utah? But there's crazy enough people that want concussions that are signing up for it left and right. $30,000 purse for that one. September the 16th is the Day of Reckoning, all new Utah State Fair venue in Salt Lake City. We're going to be back there, as I understand it, in the coming months. More information to be released on that one in conjunction with the Wasatch Wipeout, I believe. And then they've already released the projected registration open dates for May Mania coming up somewhere around the 1st of November. Then we'll be back out there for our third and final trip of 2017 for Halloween Havoc, Run What You Brung Pit Party. If you have it, they will find a place for you to run. Just bring it, get it there. So it sounds like there's a bunch of cars coming out of Canada. That team show that Johnny and Dalton just went up there and ran, I think they're maybe drawing some people out. At least to come down and watch, and maybe we'll draw some people for May Man. If you want more details, rules, stuff like that, you can jump online at SternDirtRacing.com. And Spinning Wheels Productions rounding out our quick break here. August 3rd and 6th, the Spinning Wheels, Jeremy Gully's operation will be at the Seneca County Fair, the county fairgrounds in Morris, New York. That's where we were for the spring fling. And then he's going to turn around and go down to Pennsylvania. Honesdale's the home of this one, Wayne County Fair, for the Wayne County Fairgrounds events. Take a little bit of time off and come back for the GDS Fair in Newfoundland, Pennsylvania. And then September the 30th is the San Filippo Smash at the Otsego County Fairgrounds. Again, in Morris, Spinning Wheels Productions, they've got rules. Again, basically, if you bring it to San Filippo, they'll find some place for you to run. That event is next year going to be moving back to its regular date on the 1st of October. Unfortunately, Jeremy had a wedding that was falling on that day, and he was put in a situation ready to back it up, and it inadvertently ended up sitting on top of Tim's cleanup show over at Paradise Speedway. Yeah. And you guys drew a ton of cars for that last year, and there's a lot of talk of people saying cars.
We had about 100 cars.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm. It was a pretty good turnout. We got this year, our full-size class is already guaranteed for $2,000 to win. Compact's guaranteed $1,000 right now. Like I said, that's all guaranteed money. Mm-hmm. The money's already there. We're just waiting for the day of the show.
That's cool.
So even if one guy shows up, you're getting $2,000. You're getting $2,000 for the full size.
And because I talked to your brother, he was talking about they're gonna build a whole separate brand new track for it.
We were supposed to, but Gary Pallone actually has a hip deteriorating.
Oh, okay.
So it's not gonna happen this year.
Yeah.
But supposedly the track's closing down anyways for racing purposes.
Yeah, they just had a big
fire. I heard about that. Big fire over there last weekend on Saturday. Yeah.
Yo, let me put you in.
But we're gonna
great things happening over there.
That's
awesome.
Oh yeah, we're trying.
That'd be cool. I'm excited.
Like I said, all you gotta do is pass inspection and you get a door prize. Right. Just pretty much.
That's awesome.
As soon as you pass inspection, we give you a ticket. Last year we gave away a brand new generator for free. Here you go.
That's cool.
Cost $25.
Was that one of the champion generators?
Yeah, it was a brand new 9,000 watt champion generator, electric start. Year before that, we did a smaller generator, I think. I think this year, I'm not sure what my dad has up his sleeves this year.
It's going to be a tractor trailer mounted welder.
It would not surprise me. It would not surprise me. Yeah. It would not surprise me with my old man. He doesn't do it for the money.
No,
he really doesn't. He does it for the community around here because now these guys that just ran Waterloo, that's the only show they run. Yeah. Now they got to wait all it's next year to run their car again.
That's right.
So we.
That's why we got together and pretty much made them close.
Yeah, that's what's nice about it.
Just want to make mention of some of the guys that we didn't get to hit on. You guys alluded to the Volkswagen Beetle that Corey Laux drove in the compact division. I thought he was going to win it, and it was tough to pick a winner. Once it got down, it was Justin Eldridge, Tim, Damian Davis, who's never won there before.
Howie Charette, and then Jamie Brown. I mean, pick them. Any one of those guys could have won. And, it could have been anybody.
And Tim,
but I knew Brown was my biggest obstacle. I see him in the corner, and I feel bad the way I treated him, but he wasn't getting out of that corner.
Hey, you know what?
Especially after he tracked me and made my back hurt. He wasn't getting out of that corner.
It's a derby.
Corey, I couldn't ask for it to come down to me and Damian.
He got.
You're talking about
him
Corey.
and Brown went at it.
Me and Brown went at it for a while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I saw it down there, and then something happened.
He basically put his rear tires up underneath his floor plan.
That's
in
fine.
the seat.
We gotta mention Desiree Osterhout.
Oh yeah, she's crazy. Oh my
First
god, I
time
thought she was
driving.
she should have tracked though. She should have tracked Mike.
Oh yeah, everybody was hoping for that. But
that was the car that Mike won at New Year's Eve.
Yeah, she went out and we got heavy hitter.
Yep.
A beautiful trophy from Wayne. Wayne did a beautiful, beautiful
Yeah, the cutout.
cutout. It was awesome.
I got a
And
sweet big check hanging
$300
above my bed now.
I think she got money for.
I
Heavy
think
hitter.
Brett put the money up for that
Yeah,
one.
Brett did.
We put
Brett-
up the trophy for that one, and then my
Yep.
dad put up the money for the Mad Dog.
125,
And actually,
125 that night, and they get the other 125. when they
Cody
show up
Riley
for,
owes me a
September
shirt, so
16th.
hopefully he's listening. I didn't forget.
On the topic of
Shirt
Mad
for
Dogs
the
and
heavy
heavy
hitters.
hitters, we're going to be heading out to Utah. Johnny Gullo joining us on the line. I'm sure everything is typical Stern Dirt fashion. Everything's done, ready to go. There's nothing left to do. You're just waiting for cars to pull up to the gate.
I'm laying on the couch waiting for my smoked ribs to hit the table, and yeah, it's a good week.
Everything been smooth? Everybody ready to go?
Yeah, I think we're good to go. We've had a couple drop-offs, but we picked up a bunch more, so I think it's going to be an exciting show. We've got, I think, give or take, we'll be around the 50 mark on the cars.
Awesome.
We'll be about 7, 8 on the farm trucks.
Typical Stern Dirt.
Same on the stock cars, and same on the mini cars. So it turned out we were a little worried about the mini car thing, but it shaped up pretty good for Friday night.
The mini car thing, it's going to gain traction out there. We talked about that last week when we were on the phone together, and I think that mini car thing, the way that you're doing that, letting that sort of be self-policed and keeping it among themselves, I think that'll gain some traction for it. I'm glad to hear that you've picked up more cars despite having a couple guys fall off, not be able to get cars done or whatever the situation may be. But picking a couple cars up, that's a nice gain.
Yeah, there's a couple guys that are going to try and make it this week. They're kind of, last minute. They're going to let us know. But I think we're going to be in good shape. It's been a great show.
I think it's funny that you alluded to them being last minute because the longer we spend around Demolition Derby, regardless of the level, if it's county fair or if it's the top shows in the country, isn't everybody last minute?
Absolutely.
I hate
It
being last
seems
minute.
that way. I mean, it just drives me nuts. But because I'm a builder that I'm done a week ahead of time. If it ain't done, I don't go. So it drives me nuts because I'm so anal and organized to get stuff done. So I don't know how you could be a Gumby and show up at the last minute and then still blow your motor. But that's a whole other story.
That's
Gumby.
Don't we have some motor trouble then?
Yeah, he never took his car off trailer at that Canada show because he blew the motor up. Come on.
Whoops.
And he was late getting there.
No, he made us 12 hours late, which made us a whole day late because of the border crossing. We got kicked out and brought back, and then we get all the way up there. The show starts at 2:30. We show up at 1, unload, go through tech. We go to unload his, and didn't happen. So he was on the shit list the rest of the weekend.
Wow. That's got to not be fun.
He's got a fresh car for you.
Was that on a Saturday?
What's that?
Was that Derby was on a Saturday, right?
Saturday, Sunday.
It was Saturday,
2
Sunday.
day.
See, that was a sign from above. He wasn't supposed
He
to
wasn't
be.
supposed to be running on
He wasn't
Sunday.
supposed to be running on Sunday.
Well, he didn't.
I hope you took him out and gave him a pork chop for dinner that night.
Yikes! Yikes! Jeez. Gumby's got cotton in his ears yet. Everybody's starting to descend on Heber City this week.
Yeah, and if you're bringing your wives, hide your checkbooks. So Park City is next door, so it's going to be an expensive weekend for somebody.
There you go, Chris.
It'll be expensive for Dylan.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, live. I'm definitely looking forward to it. We've got the pay-per-view links. There's 2-for-1 offers out there on DerbyNation.tv, and we're anxious to see the new facility. Well, it was new last year, correct? They renovated that facility for the event last year.
Yeah, they're renovated every year. They add to it, so it's really a unique situation up there. It's in a beautiful. If you thought the Golden Spike was beautiful with a big backdrop, this one's even better.
Really?
It's right at the base of a mountain, isn't it?
Is it at the base of a mountain?
Is it? No, we're in the middle of the Heber Valley, and we're surrounded by all the mountains, Timpanogos, and all the big ranges, and it's just a beautiful setting. And I'd say some of the guys may correct me. I think they are about 8,000 feet, so they'll be about 10 degrees cooler than down here in the valleys, which will be nice. And we're getting a nice weather cool-off spell coming through this week, so it's going to be actually a beautiful weekend.
So to bring pants.
So to clarify things, Ben, just to make sure that we're clear, that we are not at the base of a mountain. We're in a valley, which is completely different. We don't live near mountains, and we don't know.
The nice thing is it's dry heat when you're in Utah. So when it's 96, it only feels like it's 96.
I call
it doesn't feel like 107.
I call bullshit. Hot's hot. I don't give a shit.
Exactly. That's my point. When we went out to Utah the first time, they're like, "Oh, you'll love it. It's dry heat. It's gonna be beautiful." It was 96 degrees, and it felt like it was 96 degrees. It was hotter than hell.
I'm a skinny kid, and I thought it was hot.
Well, I'm not a skinny kid, and it was really hot.
But no, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
I realize when we're in the valley in Ogden, when we normally do the 4th of July this month, it's usually about 110 to 120 in the arena. So this is going to be a nice little break.
Yep, I wouldn't be there for that one.
Yep. I'm looking forward to getting back out there, seeing the guys, and
now
looking at cars.
How many cars are they expecting out there?
50 big cars. About, what'd you say? There's about probably a dozen trucks.
Yeah, about eight to 10 in the rest of the heats, depending on what finally shows up. But I think we'll be in good shape on all those. And those are 5,000 to win heats also, with the exception of mini cars. So
that'll be a good show.
Mini cars are running with the qualifying heats on Friday, and then we've got the grudges and the trucks and the main event on Saturday.
7 o'clock Utah time. We'll kick it off with the mini cars, and we'll roll into the 6 retro class heats. We'll be done probably 9:30ish. Saturday morning, the drivers will get to work on their cars from 9 a.m. till 2 p.m. Then they're done. We will draw for the grudge matches. We'll be running 3 grudge matches. Then we'll run into stock cars, trucks, main event, and then so everybody can really finish them off, we're going to do a wipeout at the end.
That sounds like fun.
If somebody can get a truck back together, can they come out and run with the cars in the wipeout?
Sure.
Why not? More the merrier.
They're just a farm truck class, right?
It depends on the trucks, but these are a farm truck class, so we'll make that what's going on. The stock cars definitely would be able to. So.
No? You're shaking your head no.
I wouldn't take a farm truck out. No. There will be probably people.
There will be
do
someone.
that, for sure.
The Twins would do it.
It's about a good
yeah.
That's right up their alley. They need to fly out to Utah because that's their style.
That's about as good as an idea as riding with Jeremy Gully in the trucks.
He offered me to ride in a mod car with him Saturday.
Why didn't you?
Kale had a passenger Penyan in the full size
truck at Seneca County because that's going to be my promotion.
Really?
I want to have riders in trucks.
Good luck. Good luck.
Ain't no
you
way.
know fire department ain't letting that
Chris,
one
there
go.
you go. Round 2 in the truck in your hometown.
Am I riding with Ben?
No.
Hard-
Well, yeah, you ride with Ben or
Am I
Gary.
You can ride with one of the twins.
Hard pass. That's a definite no.
Awesome.
Definite no. Remember all those selfies you were taking in the ER?
Yeah.
That won't
no,
be
that
me.
was my old lady. I was trying to sleep. I had been up for 24 hours. I was just trying to go to sleep. I just wanted to make sure nothing was wrong with where I had my surgery and stuff. That's the only reason I really went.
Yeah.
Because I got a right on the side. It's actually right next to my spine. I got a little lump going, bruised. But I just wanted, it's like right next to my scar. So I just wanted, it was better to be safe than sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a subdermal hematoma?
I don't know, whatever you call
That is
it.
what that is.
I don't know. They gave me some good drugs, and I was like, "Ugh." That's all I remember. And like 5 seconds later, we were home.
That's the same. That's the same way that Gully described the mod heat.
Who hit him?
He doesn't know. We didn't know he
me.
was out.
When
I'm like, I didn't even hit him.
I think it wasn't.
Was
I
it
think
early on he was out?
If it's when I
He
thought
hit
it
the
was
13 against the wall, I think, and it knocked him silly.
When I think it was, he made the hit on the person.
Who was the 13?
And then he threw it in
13
reverse,
too,
and that's when he
Pete
was
Ball?
out when he was in reverse, and he hit Pete's front wheel.
No.
Yeah, and he's the one.
he caught
Scully
something
broke
against the wall.
Pete's tie rod.
Yeah,
I'm
early.
Like,
He beat-
yeah, a quarter of the way through.
Yeah.
Pete Hansen describes that as being Boltonized.
Yeah, he sure did.
The guy that you're running with tattoos your front wheels.
If he didn't lose a tie rod, I would have been
But
in
if you
bad
want-
shape.
You want a funny discussion? You just ask Pete at Devevic when he lost his steering,
Yeah.
because that was a fighting match when they were loading the car on
Really?
for 25 minutes. Devevic swore up and down. He knows exactly when it happened, and Pete told him, "You're full of shit. I was the one driving the car. I know when it broke." That was supposed to be the end of it. It wasn't the end of it.
The immortal words of Peter Pan right there.
My Durango, I lost steering in my Durango on Thursday night. First hit, blew the whole rack and pinion right apart.
Yeah.
I was
Johnny-
Are you kidding me? I had the car to win with.
Johnny, how are things looking for the West Jordan beatdown and the Day of Reckoning at the new facility in Salt Lake City?
Day of Reckoning, we're so excited for that one. We just got a call from the Diesel Brothers show, and they want to run at this show also.
Nice.
So I talked to them today, and we're in negotiations to get the Diesel Brothers to be building some cars for the Derby. So it's going to be
That's awesome.
Would
That's
that-
cool.
Would
Would that be
a-
on the TV show?
Probably will.
Probably.
Probably
I would assume that they'll probably do some filming, right?
Like
They'll
Fast
probably
and Loud-
get
Fast
some
and
sort
Loud
of
did it once,
B-roll
too.
for that to put on their show.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
We're actually talking, since we've done a couple of TV shows and stuff, I gave them a bunch of ideas that they really, really grabbed onto. So they're going to get a hold of me. I told them to get a hold of us after the Heber Derby, and we'll finesse it. But I guess on the show, one of the things is it's a running joke about minivans, because they all have kids and they all hate minivans.
Oh boy,
Oh, they
So
would
we may
smash
do
the vans.
a minivan heat just for them.
I could
With
win that.
the four main
I could win that,
guys
he said.
from Diesel Brothers versus the four
Upland's a
garage
pretty
guys
tough
that they got, so they can have a little retribution.
Very cool.
Got to find them all Astro vans.
Yeah,
Oh, that'd be a
it's true.
show. Imagine the rollovers.
And then and they're very interested in putting a team together for May Mania also. So
Awesome.
That's badass.
That's cool.
Where's
That
May
is
Mania
awesome.
going to be?
say again,
Where's May Mania going to be?
May Mania will be in May.
Good answer. You should run for politics.
He avoided that question.
I like that.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Oh, there was one more question that I had for you, but I lost it there.
Gumby has a date. I believe it's the third Saturday in May, and it will be at the new facility.
It's going to be in Salt Lake City?
It's going to be in a new
Yes.
facility. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. I like the sounds of that.
Third Saturday in May. That'll be the week before Bash. That'll be interesting. That'll be my wedding anniversary weekend.
Honey, I'm going to
Prepare
a derby.
Crystal now.
Oh, I will
You got to...
Go the week before on anniversary, and then
do that. It's only 18. It's
that's
not a big
that. I
number.
just remembered it. Johnny, so where are we at with the Derby Cruise thing?
Well, I was waiting to hear from you. If you got any more sponsors, I'm really excited to take over a cruise ship.
I think
we
we
need
should
to get
do
all
it.
the drivers on a boat in February or March, somewhere in that time frame, and
That's the plan.
go to the high
Imagine how
seas.
drunk you
And,
get.
Bunch of drunk
Possibly-
derby
possibly-
guys falling overboard.
Possibly in lieu of New Year's Eve, we would put together a package where it would basically be somewhere around just ballparking it. Somewhere like $400 a person. You got to get down there, and we sail out for a week into the ocean, and then we come back.
I'm not going.
No,
I don't do cruises.
you don't like
I'm
boats?
good.
Too far away from land for me.
Yeah.
Probably,
I don't do cruises.
probably.
I know Chris is talking to some of the other promoters and other vendors and stuff. We're looking at Stern Dirt giving away a pass to a driver and his wife at Halloween Havoc. And if we can get Blizzard Bash to do the same and a couple of the other big shows and big promoters to do the same, I think we could have a hell of a good time on the high seas.
I
Think so?
I would prefer like the boat to leave and then go to an island and get on dirt again.
Yeah.
You won't
Yeah.
even know you're on a boat until it tips over. Then you'll be concerned.
If I get out on deck and look around and there's not land,
Stay
you
below
might
that.
as well get a tranquilizer
We'll
gun
just
because I'm
keep you in the
like,
casino. We'll just keep you in the casino. And
Yeah, Ben, you're a lucky guy.
I could be the mayor of the casino.
Yes.
Just staying there the whole time. I need another drink.
Yeah.
Ben, perhaps, Ben, if you play your cards right, you wouldn't have to pay for the trip. They would just hire you as security in the casino for a
No,
week.
that wouldn't work.
That would work out great.
There's a lot of
you
big,
could throw
there's
people.
a lot of big Samoans out there.
Stay tuned as everything comes together. It's something we've been sort of kicking around. We want to get some more people behind us.
We'd love some feedback from the drivers, so make sure the drivers are calling in or texting in or Facebooking in and see what their thoughts are on it. I'm really thinking the February time frame, and for the drivers, if we do it over Valentine's, it kind of kills two birds with one stone.
I'm liking the looks of perhaps the weekend after Valentine's, because it looks like we got to go to Florida on the 10th, but we don't have the week off of school after that.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the stuff that we looked at. There really wasn't much available. It was going to have to either be the week before or the week after.
Perfect.
So,
sign it up. Book it now.
another.
Book it now.
They have what they call the Family Medical Leave Act.
Yeah?
Yeah. You get up to 4 to 6 weeks.
You want to know something funny? That was mildly problematic. I went on one cruise before, and Melissa was pregnant with Alan, and we went to this island as part of it was some operation with John Deere, and they had this stuff called Island Punch that was about 13 different kinds of rum with a little bit of fruit juice on top of it.
I'd probably get into that.
It was awesome. It was awesome for everybody except for my wife. And she didn't think it was that cool at all. We all got back onto the ship, and everybody wanted to go to sleep. It was one of the greatest plans that went awry ever. We got to look at Dunn River Falls because they wouldn't allow pregnant women to walk up the rushing rapids downhill on a waterfall full of rocks. Oddly so. And then we almost had our camera stolen because a bunch of the locals wanted to help us, and one of the gentlemen said, "Let me take your picture." Took the picture, then held the camera over his shoulder and said, "Small donation." And the donation is giving my camera back.
Well, I was thinking maybe he took off running, and you being the track star you used to be, chased him down in the 100. And
I don't know if you've ever seen Cool Runnings, but I'm not that fast.
I get you.
I love that movie.
I won't comment on that.
Well, we will see you, Johnny. We'll see you in a couple days. Looking forward to getting out there. I got to coordinate everything with Dylan, make sure everybody's on the same page. Because again, with Southwest, you got to remember to check in a day ahead of time. Otherwise, you don't have a choice but to sit in the middle seats.
Plus you upgrade.
Well, and I am pretty sure that the stadium is sold out of the general admission tickets.
Awesome.
I haven't done. It's a holiday here in Utah this weekend, so we've been kind of relaxing a little bit before all hell breaks loose next week. But as far as we have general admission pit passes, and we were almost sold out of those. So if you're planning on driving out, you may not get to watch. So I guess the only other way to watch is on Crash Course.
Crash Course will be bringing you the action on DerbyNation.tv. You can jump online and order. 2-day passes are available and active. But Johnny, man, I appreciate you coming on the show. We'll see you soon.
Okay, guys. Talk to you in a bit.
We'll see you
Bye-bye.
later. You guys hit on a lot of the names that we wanted to make mention of. Desi having the great run, Tim taking Mad Dog, and earning a hospital stay out of the weld class. It's a better story when it's compacts, Tim. I get it. It makes all your friends feel better about hitting.
Yeah.
I understand.
I also had a good week at Penn Yan, too.
You did, which I didn't know about. I knew that the Eldridge.
It was like a last-minute thing. That's why. Tuesday night at Penn Yan was like an hour build for the junk run, and then I took second. And then Saturday was the twins like, oh, come on, bring something. Let's go run the chain and bang. Pulled my old road car out of the hedgerow, 77 olds, and we chained it, stripped it, welded the rear end, and took it up there and let it eat.
Nice.
If Kyle wouldn't have went on the wall, he would have junked me, but no doubt about that. But have you guys ever got in trouble for not thanking your wife when you go on stage?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Jesse, thank you for all you do. There. See, now she can't yell at me no more.
I feel bad.
I got yelled at. Oh,
Come
my
on.
God. Oh,
Mine's
yeah.
not that bad.
Brian.
Oh, she helps me build like all my cars.
Brian,
She
everybody
helps me
approved
change
yours.
transmissions, everything.
What's that?
Everybody
That's awesome.
approved of your
Yeah.
victory lane. You hit everybody that was important.
No, I
you hit
didn't.
all the important people.
No, I didn't.
You hit
I do have a
people
lot of
that
people
matter.
to re-thank. Of course, I got to thank Dad for all the help. I got to thank Mom for letting me keep the car there. My wife for putting up with it. My boys for helping, Zach and Nicholas. Dan O'Connell for towing the car from Pennsylvania
Thought
home.
you were going to miss him again.
And towing me wherever I need to go. I got to thank Donnie Hartzell, whose tires I ran, who brought me 2 radiators, but I didn't end up running
At
it.
4:30 in the morning,
Yes.
they brought you tires.
I got a radiator. The radiator I ran, I got from Kyle Collinsworth. I got a rear end from Richie Predmore,
CNC Auto,
CNC Auto.
Eldridge Incorporated.
Eldridge Inc. Jamie Sr. got me my cage material. I got to thank Big Jamie for that. I got to thank Chris Marquardt for kick-ass graphics. Even though Steve Payne made the color wrong, I'm going to call him bitch about that. Of course.
Thanks.
Of course, my good friend Ben. I, of course, had to change something this year because every time I go through an inspection of Ben's, I have to change something. So that's still up and going. We still got that working.
And I would have come over and helped, but I didn't want to listen to it for like 6 years.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. That's fine.
When Brian pulled his car out, Kelsey was jumping up and down in the stand, slapping her brother Alan, saying, "Look at that! That's the car we built. That's the car we built." But the only thing that they did was watch me put the stickers on the trunk lid.
Hey, that was
but
great.
They thought it was
great.
the coolest thing.
Yep, it was just a
Pretty
great
excited.
weekend. It really was.
My kids love it too. Anything to do with it. I usually let them paint at least one car. Just let them go crazy with it. Not this year. They didn't get touched on it.
No. What engine was in that, Brian?
The same Magnum I've been running for
Magnum?
4 or 5 years. Yeah. And I thought of this at work today. I got to thank Rick Engelhart. That transmission is an Engelhart transmission, and it's got to be at least 10 years old, maybe 12. And all I keep doing is just changing.
When you got off Mark.
Yeah, it's the first one I bought off Mark. And all I do every year, I change the training fluid, and I look at the filter, and there's all this metal on it. And I'm like, it's got to be good for another year. Throw that, put a new one in, and it fill it up with fluid, and it shifts just like brand new. So
727 coming up on Thursday.
Yep.
Anniversary of Rick's passing, so that's sitting out there as well.
Yep.
The 33R was on the
Pillar of brown.
Brown's
Yep.
car.
Yep. I would have got that too, but Chris didn't make me that sticker.
You gave me very specific order, and I executed the order as described.
No, as described, it was gray, not black.
Well,
I'm going to call Steve Payne a bitch. Did
I
mention that?
executed the order as described.
And I'm going to say it nationally is that
What?
I've told one
We're out of
member.
time. Sorry.
I've told one member of the of the fair board. I feel it's really bad that Seneca County is the home of the best derby announcer in America. That does it from here to Utah, and he doesn't get to go.
I think it's garbage.
Go to two roads over and announce at his hometown fair.
I say no offense to the guy, whoever it is that announces, but he sucks.
Yeah, he's not. He's a nice guy. He's not a derby announcer. I think that's one thing we got to work on next year for the fairs. We got to get you back in.
It really
there, 'cause
does suck that you're not there because you know everybody's name. You know who
It's-
we are.
and he did.
You
He-
know
he-
what the cars are. You know what you're talking about when you're talking about
You know
Derby.
what? I'm going to end that right there because I know both sides of the fence. So you're better off quitting while you're ahead because it's both sides of the fence for that party. So we'll work on it for next year and see what happens.
I don't care who announces as long as they make a bigger Force Thunder trophy.
Hey, I hear you.
I just want a bigger trophy.
Some more money, right?
I don't even care about the money. I just want a bigger trophy.
Yeah, I hear you.
Like, I mean, the figure 8 got a bigger trophy than me. I had to fight against 37 other cars or 36 other cars. He had to fight off like 10.
Dan O'Connell likes Ted Baker because he wears his Trello in San Francisco 49ers jersey.
That is pretty cool. He wears a jersey on stage. I don't even know who is the guy. I don't even know his name. What's his name?
Ted Baker. He's from the Finger Lakes Radio Group, I believe.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know.
That it?
That's it.
Covered a lot.
Covered a lot.
Covered
tried.
a lot. Tried to. Congratulations to everybody. Appreciate everybody for coming in and hanging out tonight. Went a little bit over time, so we got to wrap this thing up. And golf podcast coming up a little bit later on. There's not going to be any drag racing podcast or 31st lap on Thursday. We're going to be in Utah. And then next week we are going to be in Morris. So we're going to be a little bit of an odd schedule. Keep track of the 31st lap and the final round podcast page for your Finger Lakes 1.tv. Motorsports fixes, Crash Course, still staying on their regular Monday night in most cases. We're going to be traveling next Monday, so we will be off next Monday as well. That's going to do it for this one. Congratulations all the winners on the weekend. If we missed anybody, send me a message. We'll catch up with you in a couple weeks. We'll see you next time.
The Crash Course Live is presented by Smash It Demolition Derby, who host Bash for Cash, Blizzard Bash, and Capital City Carnage. Online at smashitderby.com. And Stirring Dirt Racing, hosts of May Mania's team show at the Golden Spike Arena in Ogden, Utah. Online at stirringdirtracing.com. Reckless Abandon Derby Apparel, and Derby Inc. Magazine. This is the Crash Course Demolition Derby podcast, recorded live at the FingerLakes1.com studios in downtown Seneca Falls, New York.